this is going to be one of my favorite calls.
Oh. Wow. Yeah.
Because I'm calling all the way to Europe, and I do not need translation. Well, anyway, if you guys can understand my English, I won't need translation. Put it that way. But no, I first of all, I want to say congratulations, Sean, on achieving Ruby last month and hosting and inviting me on this call. Guys, I'm sure we can give Sean a big round of applause there. And you seem to have
Sorry, Mr. Holton, apologies, we can't hear you.
That will be Pete Cohen, a brand new.
Please go on your phones, turn your wireless off right now. So those of you who are logged into the same there, please turn your Wi-Fi off. Because it's all taken away. Sorry, Mr. Holton, we're having a bit of problems. We're having problems with our internet connection here, so we've all just turned our Wi-Fi off. But yeah, we just...
Oh, now you guys look good. I can see you now. It's a good connection. There you go. There's a good-looking Pete.
I'm good. I'm on fire. And
I know you are, man. It seems like this whole market is on fire over there.
Yeah. We're gonna do you proud. We're gonna get you to come over to the UK. We're gonna blow it out of the water over here.
Well, you know what? I've done that before. I think there's a gentleman, Dr. Sanders, come over there and so I take invitations very well. My philosophy is have money and go to work, so that's not an issue. John, are you guys there with me still?
Yeah, it's a bit choppy. Just will bear with. I'll turn our video off if you don't mind. You won't be able to see our beautiful faces, as you mentioned, but you will have a better signal.
All right, well, video is off, and I think Sean that because when the video is off, guess whose picture I'm looking at now? So Sean, look at them the whole time. No problem, Sean. But guys, know I'm excited to participate in this event and being with all of you there. And first of all, I want to say congratulations. I'm proud of what you guys have done, how you guys have hung in there, and now I'm starting to see the growth to take place over in the region. It's a big time for Europe and to really get set on fire in organic gold, and to have new rubies last month, new emerald last month, and a host of sapphires that we had last month. That's incredible. 10 sapphires last month over in your area, and so to have that type of growth, what that means for me is that diamonds are on the way. I'm not even really concerned about whether there's a diamond or two that's going to break. Diamonds are on their way. I believe that your region has been pregnant with diamonds for quite a long time, and the labor pains have come, and you guys are well overdue. And I can tell you, I think we're going to birth a lot of diamonds over Manchester, the UK area, all over London, all over your area in England. We're going to birth a lot of brand new diamonds, and I definitely want to be a part of that. I talked with Jose Ardon, see here, let me turn off my video then. There we go.
Yeah.
I talked to Jose Ardon, and I tell you, he has been so fired up, so excited about what's happening here in this market. He speaks very highly of Sean all the time, and Pete, I have to say that you really outdid yourself at the convention. That we had, where you had a chance to get up and speak. Actually, that was our ultimate training experience, where you had a chance to get up and speak. And I can tell you, it was things like that has changed the entire face of Organo Gold. People knowing that I don't always have to be a diamond in order to have an impact on the company. I can impact the company right from where I am. And Pete, you gave a lot of belief. If a lot of people believe that it's possible to clean the gold, that many distributors in that time frame that you had done, it shocked so many people that it was a ruby at the time who had actually got that done. And so congratulations to you. And sometimes we don't understand, or we don't see the impact until we've achieved or accomplished diamond or above. But I'm here to tell you that your impact was very strong within the Organo Gold family, and many people are still talking about it now. And if there was a message that I wanted to give this morning, I'm right now, I'm calling in from Mexico City. I've got a very a long one today. I've got 5 meetings set up. This one here, and then I've got another meeting after this one, and then I've got a leadership meeting, and then another leadership meeting that I have that are qualifiers. And then I've got a diamond VIP meeting tonight that will end at 11 p.m. So we've got a long day ahead of us. But one of the things that I would tell all of you there is in your quest to build the business, the first thing I want you to really understand is the principles that really govern the laws of building wealth and building success. Those principles are universal. I see people all over the world, even where I am here in Mexico, and I just came back from Africa. I was in Russia. I was in Lyon, France. I travel all over the world talking and building Organo Gold and building this beautiful business that we have. And most people think that, well, we're different here. I hear that all the time. Well, you know what, Holton, give me the secret to success, but don't do it from the American way, because we're different than Americans. And when I get over to Russia, they say, give me the secret to success, but don't give it to me the way that the people over in France do it, because we're different. And then when I go over to Asia, they say, well, Mr. Holton, could you give us the secret to success? But give it to us the Asian way. And I'll tell all of you there is no Asian way. There is no Manchester way or UK way. There is no American way. There's only a success way. And success has no languages. It has no barriers. It has no background. It has no preferences to who you are, to what your beliefs are. It has no preferences to any of that. And I'm here to tell you, no matter where you are around the world in Organo Gold, you can succeed. I told you a story here about this first principle that I'm talking about, and that's just really deciding what it is that you want. That first principle of success is going to be making a decision, deciding what it is that you want. There's several people who are there who decided. I know when Dr. Stan got involved, he decided what he wanted. I know when Pete Cohen got involved in the business, he decided what he wanted. I know when Sean got in, he made a decision. This is what I want. Ruby and Emerald didn't come just because it was enough time that it had last month. It came because a decision had been made. This is what they're going to do. They decided what it is that they want. And you got to decide, make that picture of what it is that you want. And once you make that picture of what you want, trust me, your distractions now become more limited. Sometimes, why do we get distracted? People get distracted in all forms. People get distracted, all different types of ways. And one of the biggest reasons for distraction is lack of focus. It's lack of focus. when you put focus, putting up focus is almost like putting up a fence, a security fence around your home. It keeps out the distractions. It keeps out those who don't belong in your household. And so what I had to do early on is that I made a decision, and I constructed that fence, a strong, tall fence that were several meters high that I constructed. Why? Because I had big goals, I had big dreams, and I had a big focus. And I knew that the bigger my goal, the bigger my objective, the bigger my dreams, the stronger the distractions were going to be, the taller they were going to be. So I had to build that wall that was going to protect my dream from those distractions. But you're going to have to make a decision and decide what it is that you want from this business. Now, it doesn't have to be something philosophical. It doesn't have to be something that is huge or big at this moment. You just got to decide what it is that you want. I remember when I first got started building network marketing from a serious point of view, I decided that I wanted to be free. I decided that I no longer wanted to be controlled by someone else's opportunity. What I meant by that is I was working a job, and I was working for a company that really didn't have much appreciation for me. It was a job. I came, they did pay me, but if I did my work, they were glad. If I didn't do my work, they were going to replace me. That's how simple, that was the relationship. And I knew that I was worth more than that. I knew that I was a more valuable commodity than just showing up and performing a task for a company who cared nothing about me. They never asked about my family. They never asked about me. They only wanted to know, was the job done? And I decided I was more than that, and that I was worth more than that, and my time was going to be worth more than that. I made that decision, and I got focused. I got focused, and that was the first thing that I had to do, was make that decision. I decided what I wanted, and freedom was at the top of the list. And freedom to me meant that I was able to control my own decision. It meant that I was free financially, I was free mentally, I was free socially, I was free spiritually, that I had no one controls on me. It wasn't about making or earning millions of dollars at the time. It was about just being able to release myself from someone else having control, because they forced me. They told me what time I had to go to work. They told me what time I had to take lunch. They told me what time I could go home. They told me when I could go on vacation, when I couldn't go on vacation. And for me, that wasn't my personality. And I had a big problem with that. I had a big challenge with that. But I decided to change it. And you know what? You can too. I'll tell you this story about someone who's decided to make some change. Someone who got focused and they decided what it was that they wanted. I've got a blue diamond that many of you may know, and I know Dr. Stan knows him and loves him well. His name is Cosmos McGinley. He's a blue diamond in organo gold, and he's over in Kenya, or he's been building over in Kenya. At this time, he's in the United States, and many of you, if you don't know, Kenya has been growing tremendously, and a lot of growth has been taking place over in that region, in that area. And Cosmos McGinley called me up maybe 9 months ago, and he was whining and he was complaining about what was happening. The volume wasn't there. Company was not doing everything that he thought the company should do, and it was just a big mess. And I told him, I said, listen, go build a business. Decide what it is that you want. Stop focusing on what corporate can do, because I can tell you some perfect areas where the business is perfect and we still don't have any diamonds in those areas. And I can tell you some areas that are messed up, and we've got some of the biggest growth that we've ever had. Okay? To give you an example, the United States, in Texas where I live, and Houston where I live, is the most concentrated area of diamonds in all of organo gold around the entire world. And do you know there's not one of our leaders in Houston who's ever seen a corporate office? There's never been a corporate officer or a corporate executive to come to Houston, to come to Texas. They've never seen a warehouse. They've never seen where the coffee comes from, ever, in the 6.5 years that we've been here. They haven't seen anything. There's nothing, there's no validation outside of the videos and outside of their commissions and outside of products that get delivered to them that this company even really exists. But we made a decision that we didn't need to have all of that. And I told him about that story, and I said, Cosmos, if you want to build it, if you want to be the champion, decide what it is that you want. And he decided. And every month now he's breaking new diamonds and breaking new rubies and breaking new emeralds and 29 sapphires last month. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Those of you who are listening to me, you can do the exact same thing. You can do the exact same thing. I remember telling Dr. Stan early on in the business when I first got there, some people said, well, Holton, in London here, we have the 7-day rule that we can't buy more than a certain amount, the first week. So what? That's just the way it is. It's nothing that we can change. But what I found is this: you guys have already proven it, that you can create your own successes, that you can go out and take the situation that you currently have, and you can actually embrace what you have and call it normal and succeed in spite of. And that's what you've done. That's exactly what you've done. You haven't looked at the obstacle, you looked at the opportunity, and guess what? Both of them are in the same direction. In the same direction. But you chose to look at the opportunity, and that's why this meeting is one of the largest that's been had. That's why the recognition levels that we have now are huge. They're in England now. And so that's the first principle, deciding what it is that you want, and you got to picture it. Picture that success, and I want you to look at it every single day. And I want you to visualize it. Because I can tell you, the organo gold that you see, from the sales perspective and the expansion that we have around the world, that was a vision of mine. That was something I saw long before I even believed it. Our company was such a small company. We had no customer service when I got started. We had nothing. Our coffee didn't even have the name Organo Gold on it. That's how small of a company we were. But in my mind, I knew what I wanted. I decided what I wanted from this company. I decided what I wanted for this company. I decided what I wanted for the distributors that we have in Organo Gold. And every day, and every moment that I was by myself, and every moment that I would drift off and daydream, I was thinking about how big and how global this would be. Long before Europe was even open, I was dreaming about it. I knew one day I wanted to go over and do meetings all over in England. I knew I wanted to go over and do business in other parts of Europe and other parts of Asia. We weren't even, nobody was even thinking about expanding. Bernie had not even made a decision that he wanted to expand outside of the United States at that moment. But I had the vision. And when I look up and I see what's happened right now, is it perfect? No. But you know what? It's happened. It's happened the way that I want it to happen. 44 countries today, and guess what? I'm still dreaming. I'm still dreaming. I'm still looking at the expansion and how big we can be and how great we'll be. And I'm dreaming about the number of diamonds that we'll have coming out of the UK, coming out of Manchester, coming out of England. I can tell you that your area, and you guys know this, it's a big area for network marketing. A lot of success comes out of your area, in your region there. And there's no reason why Organo Gold can't be one of the number one companies in all of England. And I believe it can happen. And when you start to believe it can happen, you will start to see meetings go from 100. Meetings will go to 500. To meetings will go from 500 to 1,000, and from 1,000 to 5,000. And then you'll be filling up football stadiums with your meetings. And I know it sounds unbelievable. I know it may sound far-fetched to some, okay? But I know we've got one of my guys that I admire, his work ethic and his dedication, and he can witness what he saw, and that's Nam Doa, who I know is there. Nam can tell you that I had a vision in Houston, that one day I went to a Beyonce concert, and I went to the Toyota Center in Houston. It holds 18,000 people, and I walked, Erlene and I, and at that time, I think we paid over $4,000 a piece for our tickets. And these were the best seats in the house. We had a chance to be able to meet Beyonce, take photos with her, go behind stage, and we had the best 2 front seats in the house. By the way, they haven't sent me my photos. I should ask for a refund. But anyway, but at that meeting, I had a vision. I looked and I says, if this lady who doesn't offer an opportunity, but she's an entertainer, And she can fill this arena. She can fill this basketball stadium with people who are coming to hear her sing and coming to hear her perform. And here we are, we paid $4,000 and the average ticket price was maybe $500. I said, I am going to do an event right here in the Toyota Center. Now, when I said that, I want you to understand that the biggest event that we had in Organo Gold at that time was like 1,200 people. It was 1,200 people. But I'm sitting in the Toyota Center and I'm looking around and all I could see was every seat filled with an Organo Gold distributor. And I looked around, I captured the picture, and I thought about it every day. And you know what? 3 years later, we had Project 50,000 at the Toyota Center, and we had a full house. And that's the power of a dream, and that's the power of vision. And you guys can capture that, and you can do the exact same thing. Thanks for listening. And principle number 2, I'll tell you, is that you're going to have to decide what you're willing to give up. You decide what you want, decide what you're willing to give up. Deciding what you're willing to give up is not easy because it's not always going to be material things. It's not always going to be just financially. Sometimes it's going to be relationships. Sometimes it's going to have to be associations. See, I tell people, you can't have a 100-air association but have a goal of being a millionaire. And so what I had to look around and see how many of my friends, how many of my association are looking to go where it is that I'm going. And when I found that people weren't looking to go where I was going, I had to give them what I call limited association. Now, it may sound harsh. It may sound like, well, Holton, you put your success or money above your friends. No, I didn't. I just prioritized my life. I decided what I was going to do and who I wanted to become. And I wasn't any less their friend. As a matter of fact, I'm more their friend. But I had to understand the value of my time. Time is something, ladies and gentlemen, that we cannot get back. I could lose $1 million, and guess what? I could make that back in about 3.5 to 4 weeks. But if I lost 6 months of working and associating with the wrong person, I'll never get it back. Ever. It's gone. It's done. It's going down the drain. And one of the things I find out about unsuccessful people is that they have no value for their time. And so what they do is they give their time to unproductive people. And those unproductive people, guess what they do? They make sure that they do not produce with that time, and that's why most people are unsuccessful. So I decided that I was going to give limited association. Some of it was my family. And you know what? My family's so grateful for it today. They don't feel like I ever abandoned them. But you know what? I just didn't hang out in the nightclubs anymore. I didn't go in the bowling leagues, or I didn't go join the softball leagues and go play softball, for 10 hours on a weekend just because my buddies wanted me to. I would still hang out with them, but I would give them limited time. But these were decisions that I made. Did I have some objections? Did I have people who said, Holton, you know what, man, you're not the same. And when they said that, to me, it was a compliment. It let me know that I was on the right track. Because once you make a decision, and if everybody around you are supporting you, your decision wasn't a big one. You only made a small one. Because when you make a decision to change, trust me, people around you are going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable for them. And they're going to challenge you because they don't want to be uncomfortable. And they're going to want you to go back to who you used to be. But you can't be who you used to be trying to become someone new. Those two just don't, they're mutually exclusive. It just doesn't go together. It can't work. So you got to decide what you're willing to give up. I gave up money. I went to events and I went to meetings that I didn't have the money to attend, but I found it anyway. I never made the excuses of, well, you know what, if I get the money, I'll go. If I get this, I'll go. If this happens, I'll go. I just didn't do that. And that's what I knew was separating me between myself and the masses. I would listen to people today, and they tell me all the reasons that they become successful if this was happening. Well, if corporate did this, then I would be successful. Well, if we had this product, then I'd be successful. I went diamond, ladies and gentlemen, and all we had was black and latte. We didn't even have mocha or hot chocolate. I went diamond with black and latte. We had no tea, no black tea, no red tea, none of that stuff. I went Blue Diamond, and the only thing that we had added at that time was mocha, and we were working on hot chocolate. Black, latte, mocha, hot chocolate, and here I am, a Blue Diamond. You don't need another product. Can you use another product? Well, of course you can. That's not a big deal. But I went Blue Diamond with none of the extra stuff. As a matter of fact, it was going so well for me, I told Bernie, please, don't order any more products or produce anything because you might mess it up. Okay? You may mess it up. And I wanted to keep it simple. And so what I want you to understand is take all the ifs, the ands, and the buts out of the equation. Make your decision. And decide what you're going to give up. I gave up money. I gave up time. I gave up associations. You know, and I look back now, it was all worth it. I gave up movie time. I gave up listening to the radio, and I plugged in audios and listened to people who had my solution, and I didn't listen or associate with people who had my problem. I gave all those things up. I tell people I gave up watching television for so long. Now I own 6 homes, and 2 of the homes I've got, one of the homes I have 17 televisions. The one I'm living in, my California house has 17 televisions. One of my Houston homes now, we've got 9 televisions. And the house that I'm building now, it's 30,000 square feet, which I think is what, 10,000 square meters? And it's going to have over 22 televisions in it. Why? Because I decided to give it up, and whatever it is that you give up is going to come back to you more abundantly. Can I watch televisions all, in all of those rooms? No. But I just in case I'm in a room. Just in case. My wife's closet is 1,000 square meters. We don't call it a closet, we call it a boutique. And she's got 22 audio speakers in there, 2 televisions, and she's got 2 restrooms and a laundry room in her boutique. Why do I tell you this? I'm not bragging. I'm telling you this because she gave up shopping. And you guys know she loves to shop. She gave up shopping for years because we had no money, because we had to put every dime into travel, into the business. And so because we gave it up and we didn't complain, today, she has what she wants to have. Okay? And so I'm letting you know what the story is, not just what to give up, but what's at the end of this, I don't call it a sacrifice, it's an investment. Okay? Third thing that you got to do is you got to pick a champion. Who's your mentor? Who's your coach? Make sure that you strive to have as strong and good of a relationship with them as possible. No relationships are going to be perfect, but find someone that you can connect with. And if you're having challenges, go through those challenges, but don't let the challenges become bigger than your goal. I see people allow relationship challenges become much larger than their goal. They tell me, oh, Holton, I want to make millions of dollars. And they let a $500 problem stop them from making millions of dollars. You've got to become bigger than your problems. You've got to become bigger than your challenges. And you got to connect with a mentor. Connect with someone who's got the source of information that you're looking for. That's one of the critical things that you've got to do. And let them guide you. Let them guide you. You know, I can tell you, I believe one of the reasons that Pete Cohen is an emerald there, and why Sean Adams is a brand new ruby is because I know for a fact who Sean listens to. He listens to Jose Ardon. Jose doesn't talk to me about a lot of people, but he talks to me about Sean all the time. And there's no way in the world Jose would have wanted me to take time out of my schedule to do this conference call if Sean wasn't somebody who's teachable and coachable. I can tell you as well, Pete Cohen was listening to Bob Rakowski. Bob and Kelly Rakowski, new diamond consultants, brand new diamonds, who was just there as emeralds and now they're diamonds. And guess what? Pete replaced them. Pete replaced their pin level. Guess what, Pete? It's now time for you to replace their diamond pin. I can't give you 6 months to do it. I got to tell you, you got to do it right now, okay? So, but connect yourself with the mentor. And the fourth and final thing is you got to work your plan. Plan your work and work your plan. Plan your work and work your plan. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't plan your work, somebody else will plan it for you. And the plan that somebody else has for you is not the same quantity, it's not the same quality, it's not the same effect as the plan that I believe was the dream that you have for you and your family. I can't wait. I told Pete, yeah, I'll come out there. I can't wait until you guys get yourself in a position, and then I get the phone call from Dr. Bob or Emmanuel Bernstein, or get that phone call from Jose Ardon that says they're ready. And when I get that phone call and they say, Holton, they're ready, I'm coming.
Yeah.
When I'm coming, I'm telling you guys, it's never going to be the same again. So I look forward to it. All of the guests that are there, I congratulate all of our guests for being there, and I encourage you to get yourself started. Don't do like I did. I thought about this for 4 months. 4 months. And I don't know, see, I'm one of those statistical analysis person, and I look at what my earnings are right now, and I say, wow, I delayed 4 months getting into the business. That means that's 4 months of my income. 4 more months of my income I would have had by now, and that's a lot. So don't delay getting into the business. Get yourself started. I know we've got some people there who just achieved some new levels as well. Some of our new rising stars, Sarah Moxham. You know, Steve Gillia. I know we've got some star achievers there and some superstar achievers, guys. What I want you to do is let today be the beginning of a brand new England. Let it be the beginning of a brand new England. And as I always say, it's easy, it's simple, it's coffee. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you at our LA convention in August. And I'll see you guys at the top. Goodbye, everybody. Welcome, people. See you guys.
Bye. Bye. Bye.